I paid for my stepdaughter's birthday but wasn't even invited. She chose to invite her deadbeat dad instead. So I canceled her car, school, and housing expenses. Now she's furious, and my wife wants me to reconsider, but I said no. Hello Reddit I+ here. Let me just start by saying, I never thought I'd be that guy. The kind of man who feels so unappreciated and hurt by someone he's loved like his own child, that he'd pull the rug out from under her life. But here I am. I married my wife Angela 6 years ago. At the time, her daughter Kayla was 12. Sweet kid. Smart, shy, a little guarded, which made sense. Her bio dad, Mike, had basically been in and out of her life since she was 5. A classic deadbeat. He'd blow into town, promise her the world, and then ghost. You know the type. I came in and tried not to be the replacement. I just wanted to be a dad, not the dad. I showed up for everything. Every science fair, every doctor's appointment, every terrifying parent-teacher conference. I was the one who taught her to drive, helped her write her college essays, coached her through breakups, and even cried with her when she didn't get into her dream school. And here's the kicker. I've been footing the bill for everything. Her car? I bought it. Her college tuition? Covered. Her apartment near campus? Signed the lease in my name. Groceries, books, gas, everything. You name it. I never once asked to be called Dad. I knew that was sacred. But in my heart, she was mine. I loved her like she was. Fast forward to last month. Kayla turned 18, big milestone. I asked her weeks in advance if she wanted to go out to dinner, throw a party, or maybe take a weekend trip. Just us, or with friends. She always brushed it off. I'm still figuring it out, she'd say. So imagine my surprise when I log onto Facebook and see pictures from a party. Her party. Dozens of friends, balloons, cake, the whole shebang. And standing right next to her, Mike. Smiling like he just won Dad of the Year. Holding the knife while she cut the cake. I wasn't invited. Hell, I didn't even know it was happening. Later, I confronted her. I didn't go in yelling. I just asked, "Why didn't you tell me?" She looked guilty. "I just wanted to do something with my real dad," she said. "It didn't feel right having you both there." My real dad. I nodded. Didn't yell, didn't cry. Just left the room. The next day, I called the dealership and told them to pick up the car. I still owned it. I called the school and pulled out of the tuition payment plan. Called the landlord and gave the required notice for the apartment. To be clear, I gave her a full 30 days to figure things out. I didn't kick her to the curb. I just stopped footing the bill. She's 18, legally an adult, and apparently has a real dad now. Kayla exploded. Crying, texting, calling me cruel, heartless, a fake dad who never really cared. Angela, my wife, is furious. She says I'm being vindictive, that I'm punishing a teenager for having complicated feelings. Maybe she's right. Maybe I am being petty, but let me ask you this. If you gave your heart, time, and money to someone for 6 years, and they iced you out for a man who's never paid a cent or shown up when it mattered, how would you feel? Angela wants me to reconsider. She says Kayla made a mistake, and I shouldn't ruin her future over it. That I'm sabotaging her stability out of spite. But this is what I told her. I didn't ruin anything. I just stopped funding an illusion. If Mike is back and so important, let him step up. Since then, there's been tension in the house you could cut with a knife. I've started sleeping in the guest room. Angela barely speaks to me unless it's about bills or schedules. Kayla hasn't called since that one angry voicemail she left telling me I'd never really been her family. It hurts. God, it hurts more than I want to admit. Not because I wanted her to grovel or beg me for forgiveness, but because for 6 years, I really thought I mattered. But I'm done bending over backwards for someone who sees me as disposable. I know this might make me look like the villain. And if you think that, go ahead. Maybe I am. But at least now, I know where I stand. And for once, I'm not footing the bill for someone else's fantasy.